Welcome to part 6 of Competency 15. In this video, we will work with quartiles from Competency 15, again using our TI-84. Number 1, what are the values of Q1, Q2, and Q3 for the following data respectively? Okay, Q1 and Q2, 3, and 3. Q is for quartile, okay? So we will talk about these more in relation to box plots later. In this video, we're just going to discuss how do we get them numerically and then how do we get them in our calculator. Okay, so we need to first put this list into our calculator. So push stat, it's highlighted with what we need, so push enter, and I have populated this list into L1. And we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 numbers. So to make sure that we have enough numbers, let's put a sequence of numbers to guide us in our L2. Okay, how do we do that? So you push second, stat, arrow over, you need number 5. So I'm going to push 5. And what we have is an X and an X. What that means is we are going to just say X could be 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so put X in both of those, okay, if you don't have it already. And we're going to start with number 1. That's our start. But our end, we only have 12 numbers. So let's go to 15, okay? And then our step size is 1 because we're using whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So let's enter this and enter again, and it populates, okay? So we want to go to the bottom of the list. How do we do that? Well, we actually arrow up twice and it pops us down. And as you can see, our list has 12 values, which is what we need. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is, okay, I want to go to the top of L1 right now because we need to sort L1. So I arrow down to go to the top. So arrow down. Okay, there we go. It got us there. Now arrow up, highlight your L1. What are we going to do? We need to go back to stat and we're sorting. So that's number 2. I'm just going to arrow down, push enter, and it's saying, okay, I'm waiting for the list. So we need to put in second 1 because we're using L1. And I close the parentheses and push enter. It says, hey, I'm done. Now go look at your list. And we push enter again, and it is sorted. Okay, and I've already typed that in over here. Okay, so we can delete this. I've done that. Now let's do this by hand first. We're going to get our Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, so we have 12 numbers. What we need to do is cut those in half, right down the middle to get our Q1. So right here, I'm sorry, Q2 is in half, and that will be 16.5. So I can already see that this is not 16.5, so I get rid of B. But A, C, and D are, so they're fine right now. Okay, now on each side of our values, we have 6 numbers. So we need to go in the middle of each of those. So over here, this will be our Q1. Go to the other side, right in that center, and that will be our Q3. Now, how do we get those values in the center? Well, there's lots of ways to think about it. Sometimes even quickly count on my fingers. But what we're really doing is we're taking each number, the 2 numbers on each side of our line, add them together, divide by 2. Well, that would be 15 divided by 2, and that is 7.5. Okay, looks like that eliminates D. Go over to Q3. Well, in this case, the numbers are larger. I'm going to use my calculator. And you're probably thinking, well, can't we just do that in our heads? Sure, absolutely. But if you're taking a test and you're going for accuracy and you don't want like if you're tired, you want to use all your energy on this. So I'm going to add those two together and divide by 2. Okay? And that is correct. It is 28.5. Well, that eliminates C and gives us option A. Okay, let's look at number 2. What is the value of the range and IQR of the data in question 1? Okay, well, that's not tough. What is the IQR? That is the interquartile range. And actually, here, let me change this color. Actually, what we need to do here is we need Q3 minus Q1. And in our situation, that is 28.5 minus 7.5, which gives us 21. Okay, well, that leaves us with B and D. Well, now we need to look at the range. Well, for the range, do you remember what was on the list? Well, let's go back to the list. Well, 2, of course, with the minimum and the high number, I'm going to arrow up. So we go to, it was 33. So what do we have? We have the high minus the low, which would be 33 minus 2, which gives us 31. So this means that option D is what we need. Okay. All right. So now let's look at number 3. What are the values of Q1, Q2, and Q3 for the following data respectively? Okay, I am going to leave the calculator right here, but I'm going to arrow down so we go to the top. Notice in L3, I have all this data in L3. Okay, I am not going to do all of this by hand. I'm not going to rewrite this. We're going to go straight to our calculator and use it. So how do we do that? I'm going to go over. Well, we don't need to really put it in order, to be honest with you. So what we need to do, actually, don't even need to arrow over. We just need to go second mode and get out. Go to stat, arrow over to calc. We will use our 1 var stats. Push enter. And we're in L3. So let's push second, 3, go down and clear out the frequency list. We are not using a frequency list in this case, just a regular list of values. Okay, now let's enter. Okay, well, it gives us a mean. They're not asking for the mean though. But if we arrow down, look, we have 16, that's our Q1. Median is Q2 and Q3. So I'm looking for 16. Okay. There's 16, then 21, and 36.5. And option D again. All right. That was pretty good. Okay. Number 4. What are the values of Q1, Q2, and Q3 for the following data respectively? Okay. This is different because we have a frequency table and classes. The first thing that we need to realize is that our class width is going to equal 7. Oh, no, not 7. Sorry. Oops. It would actually equal 5. Okay. And then, okay, the first thing I need to remind you is that we can't just pop in our an L1 and an L2 in a list and come out with our answer. We have to actually remember how to calculate this. Okay, so let's begin with Q1. Okay, and then we'll have Q2, and then we'll have Q3. Okay, all right, so we have a total of 36. If we divide that by 4, we will have 9. That separates us into our quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3. And if you remember, we've already calculated in another video, the prior video, for Q2. So if we divide this by 2, naturally we will have 18. Okay? And then to begin with that, we start with the actual interval, the lower part of our interval. So what do we have? For this first one, we have 62.5, and then the next one would be 67.5, and then 72.5. Okay? All right. And I know that here in the center, I will have my Q2. And here somewhere will be our Q1. And then on the next row, our next class, somewhere in here is going to give us our Q3. Okay, so if we go down, we need to go down 9 values. So that would be, we need 3 out of the 9 for the first fraction. And then we go down some more and we need 18. Well, these first two are 15. See, what we need to do is add up with the 9, and then we need another 9. Well, that'll be 18. Well, 15, you need 3 more. So that gives us 3 out of 11. And then if we go down more, you have to add on another 9, or you could see it as going up the other direction. If we go up the other direction, then that would be, remember, you need 9. So you would need 5 from here if you're going down. So you need 5 plus 3 plus the 1. So that means going from the top, we need 1 out of 6. That's our fraction that we need. Okay, so let's put this together to make 3 equations to solve this. So we start with the lower n, which would be our L, 62.5 plus the width, 5 times 3 out of 9. I don't bother simplifying because we're just going to put that in our calculator. Now, for Q2, which we already have done, and you might remember the value of that, okay? All right, that's our 67.5 plus 5 times, that's 3 out of 11. Now for our Q3, we have 72.5 plus 5 times, what's next? 1 out of 6. Okay, let's put each of those in the calculator and see what we get. All right, so we move this, we have 62.5 plus parentheses 5 times 3 divided by 9, close parentheses, and that is 64.16 repeating, which we would round to a 7. So we need 64. Well, this is going to eliminate A and B. That leaves us with C and D. So let's do Q2 real quick. Okay, looks like it's going to be 68.86, but let's just double check that. 67.5 plus, and that's 5 times 3 divided by 11. Okay, push enter. Yes, that checks out. So what we need to do is check this last number. Okay, so 72.5 plus, need your parentheses, 5 times, and we have 1 over 6. Close parentheses, enter. 73.33. That gives us option C. All right. If you didn't quite see how I did that, stop the video. Sorry about that. Stop the video and go over that for yourself. Help yourself out. Look at where I got the numbers from. Try to double think, think through how I did that. how I took my total, my frequency, they all add up to 36. Let's do this next one, and maybe you'll really see how it's done, understand what I'm doing. Okay, again, we need Q1, Q2, and Q3 in that order, respectfully. Okay, our width equals 7 for this one. Okay, and our total is, where, okay. Sorry, it just went away. Okay, wow. Okay, and our total is, okay, I need to move my mouse. That's what's going on. Okay, our total is 25. And if we divide that by 2, we get 12.5. And then if we take 25 and we divide that by 4, we get 6.25. Okay, so what that does for us is it gives us somewhere to start. All right, let's go ahead and write this out. So we have Q1 equals Q2 equals, and our Q3 equals. All right, and let's look at, we're going to be in these 3 middle columns. Okay, so we have our low end of the second one. Our low is 9.5. The next one would be 16.5. Okay, and then third one is 23.5. Okay, so then we need to find the fractions that we need to multiply by. So the first one's not too bad. We need to go from here to here, 6.25. Well, we have 3, so we need to have another 3.25. Use that in the next column over 5. And then we go down another 6.25. Well, that's 12.5. Well, we have 8. If we have 5 plus 3 is 8, we need another 4.5 and divide that by 9. We've done this before, like I said in a prior video. Then if we add another 6.25, how much do we need of the next column? Well, we only need 1.75, and then we divide that by 6. If you're not sure about these values, stop the video, add them up for yourself. Okay, so what's really happening here? We're going to create each of our equations to put into our calculator. So for Q1, we need 9.5 plus 7 times 3.25, then divide all of that by 5. That's going to give us what we need there. Next one, 16.5 plus 7 times 4.5 divided by 9. You may remember that one. Okay, then the last one, we have 23.5 plus 7 times, and that's 1.75 over the 6. Okay, now let's put all this in the calculator and see what happens. Okay, first one, 9.5 plus parentheses 7 times 3.25 divided by 5, close my parentheses, we have 14.05. Right, again, this will get rid of A and B. C and D will be acceptable. All right, let's see what happens with Q2. Right, we have 16.5 plus parentheses 7 times 4.5 divided by 9 and enter, and that is 20. Okay, and we've gotten this value before. So I'm going to say right now that option C is what we need. Let's go ahead and check our Q3 just in case. So we have 23.5 plus in our parentheses 7 times 1.75 divided by the 9 and close parentheses, enter, and 25.54 with rounding, and option C is what we needed. Okay, that is the last problem in this video. Please like us, share us, and subscribe so we can keep bringing these videos to you for free. Okay, thank you and happy testing.